To install Eclipse, we're going to need elevated privileges. You can either run sudo before the various commands, or you can just go ahead and sudo into elevated privileges to start. Now that we have elevated privileges, let's take a look at the default installation of Eclipse. So if you do in this case, an aptitude or apt-get install Eclipse, what you'll notice is that there's a package already available. If you use a Red Hat system, you may need to use yum to do your package installations. But in any case, note that the default version of Eclipse is actually an older version. So we would rather install a much newer version of Eclipse, so we're going to use a different installation rather than this most common technique. If we go out to the Eclipse website, what you're going to see is there a newer version. In this case, it's Neon at this time. And the Eclipse site takes a look at your browser user agent string and tries to take a guess at which version you'll need. So it's identified that we have a 64-bit machine, and we're going to want to download the 64-bit version for sure. If you're okay with the download location, then go ahead and click download, otherwise you can select another mirror. You're going to want to save the file and hit OK, and the download will start. The file is not terribly large, about 50 megabytes, and it's just going to depend on your internet connection as to how long this takes and the mirror that you picked. The closer the mirror is to you, probably the faster the download is going to go, although that can certainly vary by the bandwidth of the server and congestion and all the other factors that go into how fast you can download something off the internet. Once the download completes, notice that the file is zipped up. So first thing we're going to do is uncompress it. We can use the tar program. So we're going to tar xvfz and then the name of the file. You can use tab complete just by typing in E and then tab. We're going to go ahead and extract it to this directory. And when we're done, we'll see the folder that was compressed earlier. Go ahead and change directory into the folder and list the contents. Inside, you'll see an Eclipse installation script. It's already been made executable, and we're going to run that script. So we're going to type in // the name of the script and hit enter. That's going to bring up the installer program. So now we're going to pick the type of development, and they're listed more or less in the order that are the most popular. So Java is going to be the most popular installation, so on. We're going to go ahead and install the PDT, or the PHP Developers Toolkit. The installation folder is fine. You can also choose a different folder if you like. A lot of times people will put optional software that they've installed into the opt directory. By default, it's just going to put it into your folder. If you don't want to have to accept the license agreement each time, you can check off the box, remember accepted licenses, and then hit accept. The installation process does require you to keep an eye on it and click through a few more boxes. There will be at least another box that's going to ask us about whether we trust the certificate that's deployed with the Eclipse installation program. So you can let the installer run for a little while and check on it occasionally, but there's going to be a couple of prompts to get through to install it fully. When the certificate pops up, you click on the name of the certificate and then hit OK. And at this point, the installation is done. You can launch it by hitting the launch button. It's going to ask you to pick a default workspace. And it's going to be your username and then the folder workspace. If you're happy with this choice, which works for most people, you can just hit OK. You can have multiple workspaces with multiple projects going inside of each. So now you have Eclipse installed on Linux, and in this case, it's Eclipse for PHP developers.